Back to my channel. Today I am discussing the Times of India paper of July 29, 2021. So first you look at the headlines. Few ties more vital than one between US and India. Blinken. US Secretary of State holds talks with EAM Jaishankar. EAM means External Affairs Minister. In reflection of the growing bilateral ties between India and the US, External Affairs Minister is Jaishankar and the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Wednesday held wide-ranging talks covering the situation in Afghanistan, Indo-Pacific engagement, and COVID-19 response mechanism and ways to strengthen regional security. At a joint media briefing, Blinken said there are few relationships in the world that are more vital than the one between the US and China. At the same time, he said, as the world's leading democracies, we take seriously our responsibilities to our freedom, equality, and the opportunity to all our people. He said actions by the India and the US shape the 21st century and beyond, and that is why strengthening partnership India is one of the top policy priorities of the US. Referring to Afghanistan, Blinken said both India and US are committed to propositions that there is no military solution to the conflict in their country, asserting that there has to be a peaceful resolution that requires the Taliban and the Afghan government to come to the negotiating table. We both agreed strongly that any future government in Afghanistan has to be inclusively fully representative of the Afghan people. Ultimately, it has to be an Afghan-led and Afghan-owned peace process, he said. Again from page 1, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken said India has and will continue to make a vital contribution to Afghanistan stability and development. On his part, Jaishankar said that the talks took place at an important juncture when key global and regional challenges needed to be effectively addressed. Our bilateral partnership enhanced to a level that it enables us to deal collaboratively with larger issues, he said. And we looked at Afghanistan, Indo-Pacific, and the Gulf region here. On Afghanistan, Jaishankar said that the world wishes to see an independent, sovereign, and democratic and stable Afghanistan. As Supreme Court says, begging is a socio-economic issue, would not be banned. The Supreme Court on Tuesday said it would not take an elitist view on ban begging and order removal of all beggars who are a common sight at all common Indian traffic junctions in the national capital. So it is also you can see that in India's various short cities and metro cities and other parts of India that beggars are that is a common sight at almost all junctions, that beggars are they are begging like that from the very child type old age people everywhere. So in case it is said about the national capital, a bench of Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and M.R. Shah told PIL petitioners Kush Kalra, who wanted removal of all beggars from public places and traffic junctions, that no person would like to beg unless he or she is forced to do so. It is a socio-economic problem. The Supreme Court will never restrain people from begging. The only solution to this socio-economic problem is their rehabilitation and giving them education and employment. This is more needed for the little children who begged at the traffic junction. We need a humanitarian and sympathetic approach from the states and the center, the bench said. It forced the petitioner the petitioner Kalra's counsel Mohit Pal to delete the matter to a direction to the center and states to prepare a roadmap and to restrain beggars and vagabonds from begging and roaming on traffic junctions at the markets to avoid the spread of COVID. So it should be very concerned news that they should be very hygienic because of because of COVID-19 pandemic. So traffic jams and spread of the coronavirus. The bench also a large number of people, including children, are compelled to be on streets to beg due to the absence of education and employment. This is a socio-economic issue and can't be remedied by a direction further removed for beggars from the public places. This is a human problem which has to be addressed by the welfare states in the manner which are accords with the part 3 and part 4 of the constitution. So it is the greatest news for the India concern, India point of view. UNESCO TAGS DHOLAVIRA World Heritage Site. It is a very good news for us. After the Ramappa temple in Telangana, Warangal, was granted status on July 25. Again, Dholavira, a Harappan metropolis in the Kutch region of Gujarat. Everybody you know that the Gujarat is the most western parts of the country and very popular and very developed states. And India is one of the most developed and popular states is Gujarat. So Dholavira, a Harappan metropolis in the Kutch region of Gujarat, earned the coveted UNESCO World Heritage Site tag on Tuesday, ending an 8-year-long wait. Dholavira becomes the fourth village in Gujarat after the Champanir, Rani Ki Bhav. In Patan Rani Ki Bhav, you can see the 100 notes, backside of 100 notes, and the historic city of Ahmedabad. This is the second WHS honor for India. Is less than a week. Ramappa temple in Telangana's Warangal was granted the status on July 25. The first representation for the Dholavira inscription was made in 2014 by the government of India. The ancient town found in 1967 and excavated in 1989 or 90 for the first time is the second biggest Harappan site after Rakhi Garihan, India. It was inhabited for about 1200 years starting 3000 BCE, said experts. Stop karo. No. Joy erupted among archaeologists, historians and academics in Gujarat in India after the formal announcement of Dholavira's new title. Dholavira's new title was made during the ongoing 44th session of UNESCO World Heritage Committee. So this is the 44th session of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee. Experts said after the Mohenjo-daro in Pakistan, Dholavira is the second largest Harappan to get the tag in South Asia and the first from the India. Absolutely designed by the India News. Dholavira was an important witch center which tweeted by Narendra Modi, and it is soon after the news broke, and for those interested in history, culture and archaeology. Center 6 time till January 2022 to frame CA rules. SC hearing a challenge against Act, indicating a long wait for the Separational Citizenship Amendment Act enacted more than 1.5 years ago. The government of Tuesday told Lok Sabha that it had sought in until January 9, 2022 to frame the rules under the Act and notify them. So in this reply, a query on the whether the government is aware of missing the deadlines to frame the notify CA rules, Minister of State for the Home Nityananda Rai has said that Committee on Subordinate Legislation, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha had been requested to grant further extension of time up to January 9 next year to do so. ভালো করে হয় নাকি কাঁপে না ডিসলাইক দেয় কাঁপার জন্য তাহলেই ভিউ বাড়তে থাকবে।